Boxing Truth here, back with another video. Make sure to smash that like button, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Alright, let's talk about the welterweight division. Literally, weight. That's all we're going to be doing. That's all we've been doing for the past few years when it comes to this bullshit division, which is so many politics involved that even the IBF, a sanctioning body that actually follows its rules, is bending over backwards for Al Heyman, PBC, and the current IBF champion, Errol Spence. What is the deal with the IBF mandatory? Why is nobody asking that fucking question? Why is no one getting Daryl Peoples on the horn, asking them why they are not enforcing their rules by mandating a Jaron Ennis, Errol Spence mandatory title fight? It's been 4 fucking years since Spence has made a mandatory defense for the IBF title. I have never heard of that type of long duration period when it comes to the IBF. Why is the IBF protecting Errol Spence from Jaron Ennis? Ennis is really the official mandatory, did a final eliminator, which was the easiest eliminator in the world. No knock on Ennis, but fighting Sergey Lipinets leftovers, forgot his fucking name, Clayton, who didn't even show up for the fight, lay down for him in 2 rounds. But hey, he earned the opportunity, made light work of Custio Clayton, became the IBF mandatory, and the IBF is still not enforcing their rules, and they're about to allow the WBA their turn for their mandatory, which is Stanionis, because that's the fight PBC wants to make. They don't want Spence to fight Jaron Ennis. They rather him fight Stanionis, an in-house fight. People need to realize that Ennis is not an Al Heyman fighter. He is not. He fights on Showtime. He's contracted to them, but I forgot his name. Terrence Crawford's old manager is the one that promotes him. I forgot his freaking name. But he's the guy that's running Ennis's career, and Heyman has nothing to do with Jaron Ennis. But it's crazy how the IBF is just allowing this to happen, allowing this type of fuckery where they're not enforcing their rules for about 4 years. Very selective with their processing. I mean, they were quick to strip Joe Cordina, a guy who won the IBF title. I didn't really disagree with the decision. That freaking belt was held hostage for ages. Then he pulled out of a fight, was injured. But if Spence is not going to fight Jaron Ennis next, how about we, do some consistency here? Strip him of the title. He's not going to fight him anyways. So how about Ennis and Ortiz fight for the vacant title for the IBF? It's a 50-50 if Ortiz accepts that fight, but if it's for a world title, it's definitely something to consider. It'll be for something at stake. It will be an important fight. It'll be one of the best fights in the division that's really needed for this division. Spence Crawford ain't happening. It's probably never going to happen. Spence is about to do another in-house fight with Stanionis. I still believe Stanionis is going to get the call. Either that or he fights for a vacant title. I would be very annoyed if Keith Thurman gets that assignment. I know some people think it's a good fight. It was a good fight 5 years ago. That fight ain't shit now. Keith Thurman is done. Cut his hair, ponytail's gone, the hunger's gone. He's been civilized, man. He's made millions of dollars, got a nice wife, a daughter. The fight game just ain't in him no more. Easy knockout win for Spence if that fight occurs. I'd rather see Stanionis. He's young, he's younger, he's fresher, he's a lot hungrier, he's got the look, he can fight a little bit. I mean, at this stage, I would pick Stanionis to beat this version of a Keith Thurman. I think he's a more serious fight for Spence, but I still would favor Spence in that matchup because Stanionis is solid, but not elite. That's the difference. But I would rather see that fight. I think it's a better fight. I think it's a more competitive fight. But the IBF need to stop fucking around, man. Ocampo was the last IBF mandatory. I've never seen this before where the IBF is acting like the WBC and never enforcing a mandatory. What makes Errol Spence so special? He's no franchise champion. He's no Ring Magazine champion. He's not on the status of a Canelo Alvarez. He's no million pay-per-view buy type fighter. So what the fuck? What's with the protection program going on here? Enforce the mandatory IBF. Make the fucking fight or strip Errol Spence. Be consistent. Let this guy get his shot at the title. We all know Spence ain't gonna fight him. People acting like, oh, why didn't Crawford fight him? He's not obligated to fight him. He's Spence's mandatory, not Crawford's mandatory. And Crawford has no mandatory obligations. So he can fight whoever the fuck he wants. So I don't know what's going on. A lot of bullshit when it comes to the IBF and the welterweight division. The division's on hold. It's been held hostage. It's time to make some noise, man. What's it gonna be, Errol? You gonna fight Stanionis? Or you gonna move up and wait and fight Tony Harrison? We'll see what the next moves are. This is Boxing Truth. I'm out.